Former Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald claims his contract was breached and that he was wrongfully fired. Now he is suing the school for $130 million. Joining us now is Chicago attorney and our legal expert, Karen Conti, to talk more about this. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
$130 million. That's a whole lot of money. Does Fitzgerald have a solid case here?
He's got a pretty good case. I mean, the investigation initially came down on the idea that this hazing was going on, but that the coaches and the management did not know about it. And then the deal was cut. The school said, hey, let's take a 2-week unpaid suspension, say some nice things about the school, and this will all go away. He complied with that, and now he got fired. So I think it's a pretty good lawsuit.
Okay, so Dan Webb, his attorney, in the news conference talked about breach of contract and the emotional distress that Fitzgerald and his family have had to face since this happened. He also said that Fitzgerald is not likely to be able to coach again. Are all of these things that will be even making this case even more tougher for the school, Northwestern, to fight?
Yeah, and if you read the complaint, it's filled with lots of glowing accolades about Fitzgerald and all he has done for the school, which is true. But I think some of these counts are a little exaggerated. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, you really don't get that in a contract case. You get the damages that were caused by breaching the contract, which is the money that you would have been paid for the remaining term of the contract. And what he's saying now is that in the future, he's going to have a hard time getting a job because of all the damaging things that have been said about him. I think that's a little bit harder case to make.
And a lot has been made about how much he or any of the coaches or any of the staff members knew. You brought it up earlier that Fitzgerald had just gotten that suspension. He complied with what the school told him to do. And his attorney is saying nothing changed between the suspension and the firing, and that it was just media articles that caused the school to be afraid and to fire him. How's this going to affect the lawsuit?
Well, I think that's probably what happened. I mean, this thing was probably not handled perfectly in that, this is all so bad for the school. It's bad for the students who were supposedly hazed. It's bad for everyone here. And I think the idea is that some information was trickling out. By very nature of hazing, it's secretive. It's done away from everybody. And people keep it secret because it inducts them into the group. And so they don't tell people about it. So it's very common that the staff does not know anything about it. Here, the allegations are going to come out that students are going to be witnesses. The school is going to have this really as a stain for a long period of time.
Is there any chance that there's so many people that have come forward to say that there was hazing involved? Any chance that Northwestern would try to turn this around somehow and actually sue some of the people who are allegedly the ones who were the harassers?
Well, that's a good point, because the truth of the matter is that there is a school policy that every freshman takes a test about, and it talks about hazing, it talks about sexual conduct, it talks about all these things, and it strictly prohibits that. So if these students, some of whom are adults, are doing these things, and then the victims are turning around and perpetrating against other people, which is how this works, they are probably culpable for a lot of this as well. And could the school turn around and say, hey, you're thinking that I'm responsible? You're the ones who did it. Boy, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to bring those students into a very bad place.
Yeah. Karen Conti, thank you so much. And for our viewers, if you'd like to ask Karen your own questions, you can email Fox at askkarenconti.com. That's Fox at askkarenconti.com. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Sylvia.